What I've come to learn, and believe me, in the face-to-face sessions I've had and on calls and even through the comments here on TikTok, I learn a lot from you, is that emotional pain is like a trick mirror. It's a lens. It's like being forced to wear glasses that make you see the world exactly as it's not. You believe the pain when it tells you you're unlovable, when it tells you you're unworthy, ugly, difficult, hard work, crazy. When it tells you you're to blame, even when you're sitting there scrolling through here, learning about avoidance and narcissists and attachment types and relationships, the lens is still on. When I sit with the people I work with, I do what you'd expect. I listen to their story. I listen to the person and their lived experience, and no judgment, just listening. And every single person's different, and I'm honestly so deeply fascinated by people and their brains and the stories within them. And the common thread, the common denominator with people who are in emotional pain is their conviction to believing their stories. The story doesn't come from the person who hurt them. It comes from within them. Your story, it doesn't come from the person who hurt you. It comes from within you. It's so important to understand that, because once you do, the person who hurt you becomes powerless, impotent and irrelevant, as they should be. And you realise that the power to change the story, it's yours, not theirs. And it always was yours. The story can be wild, it can sound objectively implausible, it can be almost ridiculous, but they are hooked into believing it. And let me tell you why. They're stuck in the pain. Addiction works like that. Alcoholics don't enjoy alcohol. They aren't stupid people who are just indulging something they like. Drug addicts don't love drugs. They hate them. They know what's happening to their bodies. They know what they're doing, and they're unable to stop. You didn't enjoy the relationship you just came out of. Let that sink in. You didn't enjoy the relationship you just came out of. Not really. Your brain is tricking you. I know it's screaming at you right now. But I did. He or she's my person. I love them so deeply. That's why this hurts so much. No. Sorry. Your brain has branded images of the good times onto itself so that you can't help but see them. They're bigger and more powerful than the thousands of images of the awful times which they exist to obscure. Why is your brain doing this to you? Well, because it hurts. Addiction to anything relies on one fundamental tenet. It's easier to stay in the addiction than to face the pain of leaving it, even if it hurts, especially if it hurts. The pain that you're in is necessary. Don't get me wrong. It's necessary for you to feel it all, to let it engulf you. Maybe for you it's necessary to lose your breath and cry, to eat ice cream, to avoid some self-care, to smell a bit dodgy and have crumbs on your legs. But you must take steps at some point, and the ideal time is just before you feel that you can and that you want to. Step one is acceptance. You must accept what's happened. Be realistic about it. Don't sugarcoat it, or you're only fooling yourself again into extending your pain again. This has happened. You are in this place and you need to get out of it. Step two is recognition. Observe your behaviours since the breakup. What's different about your routine? Not things that are different because that person's gone, but things that you're doing or not doing now that wouldn't usually be the case. Maybe you're sleeping less and lying around more. Maybe you're more lethargic. You're on your phone more. You're not going outside as often. You're messaging friends less. You aren't doing things to care for your body. Recognize it all. Step 3, remove the lens. This is so hard, but so necessary. If you don't stop playing that highlights reel, if you don't kick that pedestal out from under them, then you're going to spend your days fighting a monster that you built and are still building. One of the hardest things to accept in a breakup is that that other person's life is now none of your business. And most importantly, your life is none of theirs. Step 4, heal. Don't distract. You can date new people, of course. You can go out with friends, and you really, really should. And you can consider filling the gaps in your private life with things that genuinely make you happy and healthy. But don't distract yourself. I'll do a full video on distraction and why I dislike it as a tool to recover from a breakup. But the advice, in inverted commas, of getting over people by getting under people, it won't work without you feeling at least partially healed. Face the situation, recognize what happened and where you are. Cry about it if you have to, but you're going to get up. You're going to get over it. You're going to move on, and you're going to be happy. That's inevitable. It's beyond your control. The only thing that you're controlling is the speed at which all of that happens. I'm here to help you while you build the strength to move forward. That's all. And thank you so much for watching and liking and following. Big hug.